have a mood. Wait. Your father.
No one say that God. Well, what? What all that weird? Oh my dad. Didn't tell me. Well,
Don't have a mood. Wait.
no one say that God. Well, can I come? What all that God? When I'm didn't tell me.
Beautiful.
You see, he lives in you.
Hello fellow planning peeps, I'm Denise if you remember me. Welcome back to my struggling channel. What I'm going to attempt is basically a 25-day marathon of memory planning because that's the only way I can post my 2018 spreads before the year ends. I've come to peace that I can't post a video for every spread that I've done, and I'm going to have to skip some weeks unless I double upload on several days, which likely won't happen, but who knows. If you don't like watching out-of-season videos, then skip this entire series and come back in January, because eventually I'm going to be sharing summer spreads in December. So if that makes you uncomfortable, then feel free to just come back at a later time. Seriously, kudos to anyone that can keep up with posting videos while juggling other roles like parenting and full-time working. I obviously couldn't do it, and that's why I'm sharing a May spread in December. You can tell by my nail color that I bulk recorded videos because it'll be the same for several spreads, and those nails I had done before going to Austin. So like July is when I recorded this. Yeah, but I did a lot of traveling this year, so a lot of spreads have a lot of good memories. So I wanted to share them anyways, especially this week. This is the week that I use an SPC kit. I think it's called Magic. And this was the week I went to Disney World for the first time with my housemates, which was an amazing trip and oh so magical in all the right ways. So I already placed down the bottom washi strip that came with the kit, and on top I layered a pink with white polka dot bow washi from Simply Gilded. I picked out some Mandy Dreams glitter headers, and I did the usual alternating pattern to help distribute the colors evenly. I did the glitter headers for both sides of the planner before putting on the weekend banner. Since this was a pretty big trip for me, I was really excited for it, so of course I prepared by buying a bunch of Disney related stickers. So I'll be trying to incorporate some of these Once More with Love ones, some from Plans with Vanessa, and then of course the Maru Disney characters from my own store. I start working on the sidebar. Sometimes I do it at the beginning, sometimes I do it at the end of the spread. It doesn't really matter since I don't use it functionally at the moment, but it does help make the spread look complete. If you didn't know, I'm usually not a fan of like humans and body parts in full boxes, and this kit has 3 boxes with like hands and people, so I decided to omit 2 out of the 3, and I used deco in the Thankful Thoughts section, and I'll be writing in a quote at the end of the video in that blank empty spot. I used this gold foiled bow sticker label from Wild Summer Designs, and I'm decorating it with some of my character stickers from my sheet. Next, I'm going to go ahead and place down all of the full boxes. I decided that I didn't want to cover up any of the artwork, so I might as well just place them down now. I put the backpack and magic band box on Friday because it was the beginning of our trip. I decided to put the camera box on Thursday because it was our packing day, plus Saturday I knew it would be packed with a lot of activities, so I wanted to leave that whole day blank. And on Sunday I already put down the Cinderella Castle because it was the closest day to when we actually went to Magic Kingdom, which was in the following week. On Monday, I started with a piece of washi from the same Simply Gilded roll I used in the bottom washi section. I'm using this Fisker's knife that I love because I can lay it down flat and cut washi perfectly straight. I placed down a Coffee Monday sticker from my store, and then next to that I used one of the icons that came with the kit. Next, I used a work label, which I usually don't do because my schedule is the same every single weekday, but I usually, like, if I note that I had work that day, it means like I'm emphasizing that something happened that day, like that it was really busy, it was really stressful or something. So that is what that represents. And then underneath it, I used a laptop Maru sticker. I moved on to the bottom section. I used one of the quarter boxes and I hand lettered that I printed and cutted stickers. That brush pen is from Tombow and I will leave a link to it down below. The gel pen that I'm using for most of my writing is my usual Sarasa Dry one. It's specifically the dry ink one. I don't know what the other ink is in the other Sarasa pens, but this one is specifically Sarasa Dry. And it is my all-time favorite pen. I've never had an issue writing on glossy, matte, premium matte, whatever. It works for me, and it's 0.4 nibbed. On top of the quarter box, I layered this printer icon doodle sticker from Very Cute Designs. Underneath, I used a TV label and noted that I watched some episodes of New Girl. I used this dotted gold foiled little flag from The Giving Girl and layered on top a laptop sticker and wrote that I uploaded a plan with me. I have no idea which one that was, but oh well. Moving on to Tuesday, I used one of the page flags that came with the kit, and then on top I layered this coffee cup doodle from Ying X Planner. And then next to that, I used a more coffee sticker, which is also from my shop. Then I cut up one of the heart check flags and I wrote down some of my tasks for the day, which included charging my Fitbit, registering for a 5K, and texting my mom. Retrospectively looking at it, does it really matter that I did these small tasks on this day? Am I going to remember what I texted to my mom? Probably not, but there's some strange reason to why it feels satisfying to include it in my spread process. Whether it's because it's to make myself think that I didn't have a completely unproductive day, or just to fill up space and make the spread look aesthetically nice and full. In the end, it makes me feel good to look at and that I completed it, and that's all I can really ask for in a planner spread, right? Anyways, that day I stopped by the post office, so I wrote that on an icon label. Underneath that, I used one of the quote-unquote fancy labels, and I wrote that our magic bands arrived in the mail. It was the first of the month, so my Etsy bill was due, and I marked that with a $sign icon. The rest of the evening was pretty chill, so I used a girl in bed with her stuffed animals, and that's pretty much me. I slowly took over our bed with a corner of stuffed animals, and yeah, Brian can't complain about that because they're family now. I layered that sticker on top of a pink confetti thin washi from Simply Gilded. I'm going to be really extra in this spread, at least extra for me, and I'm adding in this cute little gold foil bow from The Giving Girl. I think I mentioned before that I wasn't into the foil trend, but as you can see, my taste has slowly shifted. At the moment, I enjoy adding foiled elements decoratively, not functionally. So like this little bow is just there for dainty decoration. It's not like a whole, for example, coffee cup icon or anything. But who knows, my personal taste can change in the future. So I guess for now, on the no foil versus excessive foil spectrum, I'm like in the middle. So like, what is that, the median? Sorry for all of these side conversations. Anyways, on Wednesday I layered this tea bag sticker from Bunny Line Story on top of a page flag because I drank some green tea that morning. And then to fill up some space, I used another piece of Simply Gilded bow washi. On top of that, I used this I Need a Break sticker, which I believe is from Stationery Heaven Co. because just another long Wednesday with lots of work to do. I used a house icon because I visited my mom's home and I had to take BART there, which stands for Bay Area Rapid Transport, so basically our subway system. And I wanted to go home to pick up my mini ears and Disney pins. They were still in a box from when I moved after college, which was years ago. My bad, Mom. And then of course I grabbed dinner with her and we got some Vietnamese food, and I used a spoon and fork icon to mark that. Okay, now of course we're going to move on to the more exciting part of the spread. It's the beginning of the traveling. So on Thursday I put down a quarter box, and then on top I layered another Giving Girl bow, and I used this, I think this is the button character from Once More With Love, to mark an important milestone for Brian. I'm going to fill it out off camera. I used an asterisk label to write down that I paid back or Venmo'd my sister, and then in the spot below I lettered that I packed some orders, and I used that sticker from Very Cute Designs. I decided to fill up the empty space below that with one of these, I don't even know what to call it, like a bow bar? A bar, a line with a bow on it, and that is from the Giving Girl. I used another piece of Simply Gilded washi. Then I took a to-do header and I cut up one of the heart check flags, and I wrote some more tasks. I took out my Maru traveling sheet and I used the one where Maru is just like in the suitcase because I wrote down that I had to pack my bags. Friday was traveling day. We had an afternoon flight at like 2 p.m. or something like that, but I still went into work for a half day because there were a lot of things that needed to be done before going on vacation. So I wrote that in an appointment label, and I used another work label since it was a busy morning. I used an asterisk label to mark taking a lift to SFO, which is our closest airport, and I was still working and writing on emails on the ride there, and that munchkin from Once More With Love perfectly represented how I was that morning, trying to rapidly reply to emails. Next, I took a half box to mark our flight. I used an airplane doodle from my travel sheet, and then I decorated it with a Donald Duck sticker from also my shop. Donald Duck is like my favorite character. I'm not sure why. I think it's just I like his hat and his little bow. I also took that airplane icon and I placed it in the checklist on Thursday since we had to check into our flight the day before, and that kind of matched the activity. I used a brush pen to letter in the airport names, so SFO to MCO. I have no idea what MCO stands for. San Francisco, SFO, that makes sense. MCO, somehow it means Orlando, Florida. It's probably after someone's name, right? I put down a TV label, which I covered up with a car icon to mark taking the bus from the airport to the Disney resort that we were staying at. This time we stayed at one called Pop Century, and we decided to stay at a Disney resort because we could A, like have direct buses to each park, and then B, we could have like access to, what is it called? Like magic morning? I don't know. When you get to go to the park an hour before it opens. Magic hour, that's what it's called. Sorry, I just like connected the dots with what I was saying out loud. Anyways, Saturday morning was a super duper early morning. 1, we were jet lagged. 2, we like arrived at midnight. So yeah, I was pretty tired, and that Happy Dia sticker was perfect for that because I was really groggy but still excited to be there. So I feel like some people can relate to me, but I really didn't want to screw up these 2 days because they were just so memorable, and I was placing things down to make sure that they fit correctly, and it was really hard to pick which standing memory I wanted to put on the spread. So first I did an overall blanket label, so it's just like Disney Day 1 in that skinny appointment label. I put a bow from the Giving Girl in the little flag section. Underneath that I wrote that it was an early morning. I took a heart label and I wrote that we went to Magic Hour. Oh my god, I could have just read my planner spread and I would have known that it's called Magic Hour. Anyways, then in the half box, I used one of those bar bow things on top of the half box, and I hand lettered that we went to Animal Kingdom. Yay, Animal Kingdom! Like, I want to clap, but I also don't want to like make the voiceover really annoying. Ugh, too late for that, right? Can you tell that my voiceover also just like shot up in excitement levels? That's how you know I'm honestly very excited when I look at this spread. So I used this Mickey head border sticker from Pretty Sheepy. I think it was part of a $2 Tuesday deal, and now I'm trying to decide the placement of these deco stickers. I decided to use that churro and frozen yogurt cup because it was really cute, even though we did not eat that on that day. I decided to use the magic band and I wrote down the first ride of the day. I couldn't write down every single ride we went to, but I decided that writing down the first ride was good enough for me. So I wrote that we went to Avatar Flight of the Passage, which was so good. I know that you have to wait like hours to go on that ride, which I don't know if I would do that, but this time because we went on the magic hour thing, the line was a lot quicker, but it was so much fun. And I was a little worried that I'd get motion sickness because it's kind of like one of those 3D ride type motion-y rides. So I heard you get sick on those, but luckily I did not. We ate a lot of snacks. It's like a must when you go to any Disney park that you just eat all the food because the food is really good. Expensive, but good. I wrote down where we ate at lunch. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. And then we went on a safari in the afternoon. We went on the safari twice because we read online on some blog. And when I mean we, I mean like Brian and my housemates. They did all the research and I just tagged along basically. And we went on the safari twice because we heard that you can go on it during the day and then it's like a different experience when it's nighttime because I guess like certain animals are more active at night. We were walking through the park and I met Goofy and I took a picture. I think I'll include a video clip here, and I used a Goofy Maru to mark that. And then I did get some Dole Whip. So that Dole Whip sticker isn't from the Once More with Love character sheet, it's from the Hawaii sheet, but I had that left over, so I thought it would be perfect to mark here because it's literally what we ate. And at night we watched the River of Light, which is like this water show. Super cool. I love Animal Kingdom. The decorations there were so on point. I really liked the Himalayan mountain ride. I'm gonna call it like Everest with the Yeti. I like that one because you go like backwards and that's like woo. Okay, now we're on to Sunday and we went to Epcot. I did the same thing with the half box and the bow bar and hand lettering. Epcot is probably my favorite park in Disney World. I love that there were rides there, but I also liked that you could visit like little sections of the park that were basically country themed. So you can go to like China, you can go to Japan, Mexico, and each section would just have different parts of their culture. And I was pleasantly surprised to see like that all of the Disney employees there, I know that there's a name for them. What are they, like Disney cast members, Disney cast members. They were from the country that they were working in. So like if you went to Japan, it would have their name on their name tag and also the city that they were from in Japan. So I thought that was really cool. And I'm glad that they put effort in that detail. Okay, so marking the first ride of the day, we went to Frozen Ever After. We like beeline to that ride because we knew that it's the most popular. And in the morning, it's like the least busy. So we went straight for that ride and it was really fun. It's so cute. I love Frozen. I'm not like super enthusiastic about Frozen, but I really like that ride. Then afterwards, I went with my housemate, and then because I have like a Disney card, I could go meet some characters. So I met up with Mickey and Goofy and I used a Mickey Maru for that. And then I wrote that we traveled around the world, which is just like a blanket statement for everything. We walked around the perimeter to visit all the countries. When we walked through China, I got to take pictures with Mulan, which is great. She's like the Asian representation of a Disney princess, even though she's more like a warrior and she's badass. When we went, it was also the Flower Festival. I don't know the entire title of it, but basically they had a lot of beautiful flowers there, so that was really nice. Underneath, I used a Fast Pass sticker from my Disney sheet, and I wrote a couple or several of the rides that we went on. So Mission Space, Soarin', and Test Track. Test Track broke down like a couple times before we could ride on it, but that was okay. It was still really fun. I met up with some more characters. So we met up with Baymax, which is like my hero, which he's from Big Hero 6, and he represents kind of like healthcare professionals, and that's what I have my degree in, so I really appreciate his existence. And then I also met up with Sadness and Joy, which are from, or who are from Inside Out, and I have the perfect little Sadness Maru to mark that. For dinner, we went to a restaurant called La Hacienda, And on that Sunday was one of our housemates' birthdays, so we made special reservations and we got a table next to the window so you could see the Illuminations night show while eating dinner. So it was a really nice evening. So that is it for part 1 of my Florida trip. Right now, I'm just looking up some Walt Disney quotes to write in the Thankful Thought section, and then I'll be done. Tomorrow's spread is my Wizarding World one, so it'll be another fun spread where I'll probably talk a lot. This plan with me was quite long. I'm sorry. I usually try to keep it like at most 15 minutes long, but it's just a long one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe for more, and I will literally talk to you tomorrow.